Welcome to Hodgepodge Australia. Today I am making a Frozen Fever Anna cake for the new Frozen Fever movie little snippet that's going on in front of Cinderella. I have the new Frozen Fever Anna doll, I have a doll cake, and I have two chocolate cakes which I am going to layer and crumb coat. So I have some buttercream and I have some already cut yellow sunflowers. They're sort of daisy sunflowers. The press is the same. I cut them out a couple of days before I'm going to use them as our decorations for the base of the cake. I've got some lovely little tiny ones there as well. And we have the bigger sunflowers for Anna's dress. These are the cutters that I used. So now let's get on with it. The first thing that we need to do, as you all know, is to level our cakes and crumb coat them. So I'm going to spare you watching me do that today. Look, they're already done. Look, oh my God, it's magic. They are crumb coated and they have been refrigerated. So we can get just straight on with covering our cakes. Cake, I am simply using a pre-coloured baby blue satin ice fondant. I love using a fondant that's already coloured because let me tell you, my hands are still stained with blue from colouring the fondant for the top of her dress. So baby blue, it's perfect because it matches the frozen cake that is in the Frozen Fever mini little movie that is going to be on in front of the Cinderella movie. This is based on the birthday cake that Kristoff and Olaf have prepared for Anna for her birthday. I am assuming, I haven't seen the featurette yet, hasn't been released, but from the previews that's what it looks like. So we're going to base the bottom of the cake on the base layer of that birthday cake. Then we're going to put Anna on the top. So I have wrapped her legs in Glad Wrap. I do that because I'm protecting the dress and her legs because my daughter and my son want to play with the doll later. And this dress is all in one piece, so I can't just take the skirt off and leave the top on, which would make things so much easier. But wrap her in Glad Wrap and then place her into the cake. Just shove her down into the cake on the bottom. You don't need to worry about cutting a hole. Then we've cut a hole into the blue fondant that I have customized using the sky blue Amerigel color. I have cut a hole and then we're just going to drape it over her arms and we're going to get that where we want it on the dress. Now normally it would be nice to have some ruffles in the dress, making it look like it's really flowy, but because we're putting the sunflowers on the dress, we need to have sort of more of a base dress so that we can put all our decorations onto it. Unlike the Elsa dress, which has these beautiful ruffles, because it's a little bit more plain, and you can see that in another video. Getting back to Anna, let's attach our sunflowers. So using a paintbrush, some water, just apply a bit of water onto the sunflowers and press them into place where you would like them on the dress. It's best to try and get them all as even as possible because we're going to do a lovely paisley pattern on the top. I'm going to call it paisley, swirly, some sort of pattern on the top. But let's get our sunflowers into position. Then we're going to use our little sunflowers to decorate the top of the base. They're going to go around evenly spaced all the way around, and then we are going to need to make up a batch of royal icing if you haven't already made it up. I made mine up after because royal icing tends to dry out. So I wanted it as fresh as possible. Grab some royal icing, and we are going to do all our lovely finishing off decorations. And I've got to say, this royal icing decorations really finished off this cake. It really, really did. Not to toot my own horn. But let's start with some white royal icing. If you want to see my recipe for royal icing, the link is in the description box below. Popping it into a piping bag with just a open tip. I am doing a lovely swirly pattern that can be found on the promos for the Frozen Fever cake. So it's exactly the same, just a nice little swirl. It's quite easy to do. It's good for beginners actually, but it's very effective. So just doing that all the way around the cake. And then you're going to come back round and we're going to finish off that bottom by putting some little royal icing pearls all the way around the base of the cake. That's the great thing about when you pop the fondant down, you know, as you can see there on the bottom, it's not exactly the tidiest, so you put a border. Borders are fabulous for that sort of thing. It really tidies up and finishes off a cake. So pop some little droplets of white icing all the way around the edge, and I thought it looked really fancy. Next we want another piping tip, just another open hole piping tip, but a smaller one. And we're just going to do some lines in between our small sunflowers. So just a little bit of a drop line, making sure it actually applies to the cake though. Don't drop it so that it falls on top of your other royal icing because that's really annoying. So just going around, just connecting our sunflowers. Then we're going to tint some of our royal icing brown and we're going to add the center of our sunflowers all the way around. So using a small tip for the little ones just so that you don't get too much out. And then do the same for your larger sunflowers on the top. And last job is to get some green royal icing, and we're going to add stems and leaves to our sunflowers on the dress. So once my big hands get out of the way, you might be able to see it. We put a stem and we pop some leaves in, just 2 leaves. You might be a little bit more artistic than me and can do a better leaf than that, but that's the leaf that I can do, so that's the leaf I'm going to do. Here are my leaves on my cake. We're going to do that all the way around on our sunflowers. Then we will get some yellow royal icing, another open tip, so it's just another plain tip, just nice and fine on this one, and we are going to finish off the dress with a lovely swirly little decoration on the top. I'm not even sure what you would call it. If you know what to call it, certainly let me know. We're going to start more towards the back, because you're going to need to join it up because it is a continuous flow. Sort of let the join happen at the back instead of at the front. Go around, do your little swirls all the way around the dress, and that is the end of your Anna Frozen Fever dress. See, there's my blue hands. Oh, they're still blue. They're still blue. You know, it's a day later and they're still blue. Anyway, here is Frozen Fever Anna cake. I do hope that you love this cake. I think she's really pretty. I'm really proud of this cake. I think she looks lovely, and she looks so summery and so lovely. And that was some lovely handwork there, Erin. Nicely done. Thanks so much for watching. We do hope you check out our Elsa Frozen Fever cake as well. The link is above. And we hope to see you again real soon.